Yo, 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 guys, as the song is saying, let me take you for a ride. We just went on a ride through the Southern Illinois University Edwardsville Express, and we got to see an absolute obliteration as they earned themselves a spot in the top 32. They handle UConn in 4. Through a server delay and everything, they never missed a stride. That was a thing of absolute beauty from them. But here, in the CCS, evening of round of 64 action continues. We have the number 1 seeded South Carolina taking on the number 16 seeded Eastern Kentucky. Maybe a school you haven't heard much from, but they would love to make a little bit of noise here against a very potent Gamecock squad. I drive airplanes. Let's go, EKU. He is ready to go. Eastern Kentucky, the support is already showing up, and we've not even gotten in game just yet. I am waiting on both teams to join the lobby, and as soon as they do that, we will get things moving, and we will move forward. But hope everybody's doing well. Happy Veterans Day to all of you guys out there. Looks like USC has just joined. All right, we got 2 members of Eastern Kentucky in here, I do believe. As soon as we get number 3 in, we'll be good to go. I'll make sure both teams are ready. We'll get this one kicked off. Chance for a Cinderella story tonight with the number 1 seed taking on the number 16 seed. Always that potential for the big upset. It's happened a couple times in college basketball. Don't believe it's ever happened here in CCS. I might be mistaken on that. I'm not sure, but I don't think it has. For the Colonels, they would love to change that narrative and say, let's do it for the first time here and now. All right. Everybody looks to be in order as the third EKU player has joined the lobby. Let me check with both teams. Make sure they're ready. And if they are, then we got game. USC's ready. All right. Everybody's good to go. It is time to continue our evening of Rocket League here for the CCS round of 64. You might be the number 16 seed. You might have just barely qualified, barely squeaked your way in. Unfortunately, for your first taste of tournament action, you got to take on the number 1 seed. Now, the question becomes, for a very talented USC squad, is this all systems moving forward and all systems go? Or will these Colonels from Eastern Kentucky fry the chicken? Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, South Carolina, Eastern Kentucky, game on. Welcome aboard. I hope you grabbed a snack and you're sitting back and enjoying this one as USC takes to the field, taking on Eastern Kentucky. Already a shot towards the goal of EKU having to be denied by Harp. Harp, no boost. That doesn't sound good. Harp is going to need a lot of boost to contend with this USC squad. Here comes Turnip. He's taking to the sky. Not sure if you've ever seen a Turnip fly, but EKU was not stunned by that. They will be able to meet him there. Chaws will send an offering that USC can clear. To the backboard we go. Eastern Kentucky in the orange. Good save there. Out of Hart, no boost. He's made a couple saves already, and USC rocking the blue. Here come the Gamecocks. SJT gets a little bit of a boost. A helpful hand from his teammate in behind. Catches this ball and then slam. Og will help him finish that ball. The Colonels were not expecting that one. to come off of his vehicle with so much force. It does, and USC have got the early 1-0 lead here, but here comes Harp, no boost. He's been everywhere. Already making defensive plays, tries to set up a pass, but Turnip will deny. And now USC can take back to the heavens. Here is SJT. He loves his mechanics. This one's going to be forged ahead. SJT's redirect too high. Another shot too high. The Gamecocks unable to find a shot on the target. So that backboard is painted with the ball's colors now. This one's still dangerous. As USC, the attack, you can already see the mechanics and the speed at which this team operates. It's going to be an issue. They're going to be a tough out for whoever it is who knocks them out. And Eastern Kentucky would love to be that. Yato is going to try and beat Turnip to that one, but Turnip ended up playing bumper cars, got him away from the ball. Now sets up SJT, and he'll fire away. And the wall dashes there in celebration was insane, but the pass here by Turnip off the ceiling, it's gorgeous, right to SJT. And that ball heads into the net at 76 miles an hour, a clapper from midfield, and the Gamecocks open up a 2-0 lead here in game number 1. We saw a SIU Edwardsville squad open up a heavy-handed Game 1 score. In the last series, it was 5-0 in that game. Here it is 2-0 for the Gamecocks. Eastern Kentucky looking for their first goal, trying to make it into a ball game. There have been a lot of chances for South Carolina. They've not really had to make too terribly many saves or defensive plays in their own zone. They've been doing a lot of this, a lot of transition in the air. SJT loves the air. This is going to be a passing play for Chaws. Turnip reaches up and saves it. He was already in good position, and then we get to see Yato take a bite out of the Gamecock player in the corner. Just trying to get some boost. He got killed instead. It's Og, who was demoed, ends up making the save, and now he's going to try to chase this one down in the corner. He pops it up. No Gamecocks there. There goes a Gamecock. In an explosion of fire, and hopefully some secret seasoning as well, as the Colonels start to demolish the Gamecocks. But demos only go so far. You have to turn it into scoring chances if you want to succeed in the game of Rocket League. I think it was 11 herbs and spices, if I'm not mistaken, the secret recipe for KFC. Who knows? That one's going to be flung towards goal. Turnip has the answer. As once I saw the Colonels for Eastern Kentucky, I didn't even realize that it was the Colonels taking on a chicken-based team. And plus they're from Kentucky. It was just, it was teed up for me. I had to. Speaking of teed up, SJT trying to tee himself up, but it was met there in the middle with a good challenge. Now Chaws, this touch is awkward. Saying Gamecocks with way too much enthusiasm. Indeed. Now Og goes to the backboard. He's got a double tap, and it's absolutely gorgeous. As he collects the ball in stride right here. Turnip puts it up. Og with one touch. How about two? Bang, bang. He goes. And Carolina up by 3 here in game number 1. That was LKFC joke. No. Oh, Chaws aura will prevail. Right now, Chaws and his squad looking for their first goal. They've done well to keep up with this USC team, but they have been one step better. Now this one, oh, redirection towards goal. It's too high, and it'll be saved away. That one could have been a beauty. Now, how about a double tap off the backboard? It's Turnip. Oh, we went from a potential redirect, gorgeous play, into transition. It's SJT. He sends it up to Turnip, and that ball goes from goal line to goal line in under 3 seconds, and USC pour it on. Man, that was a impressive turn from defense to offense. Now a chance for Eastern Kentucky to shoot. That one's going to be deflected high. Harp No Boost has to play it away. He's been a good defensive piece here for EKU. Unfortunately, defense only goes so far, and against a team like USC, even good defense may not be enough. In some cases, it hasn't been enough here. As game 1 very handily going to the trio out of South Carolina. Just down to my south, as I'm currently bringing you this game from North Carolina. And my enthusiastic mention of the Gamecocks, the team up by 4. They have put on a clinic here. AUG is going to get bumped. Eastern Kentucky going to have to try to figure out a way to stop this speed in the air that USC is bringing to the table, but they look darn good. Duke Carolina, and they have handily given Eastern Kentucky a sour taste. Their first taste of round of 64 action. It was the squad from Carolina in the blue rocking this one. Trying to end the game here. Maybe one more for the road, perhaps. No. It's going to be deflected away. Still kept up. We still play on. Gentlemen, the game is over. I'm not sure if anyone has the memo. I know the rule is to keep the ball up, but there we go. And that is going to be game 1. First blood to South Carolina. You know, Roosters do have quite a bit of ferocity to their arsenal in this team. They showed every bit of the claws and talons, whatever you want to call them. USC look dangerous. How does Eastern Kentucky respond? Well, they've got another chance here at Forbidden Temple to take the beast head on. As we continue our round of 64 action tonight, 7 games being brought to you here by CCS. This is series number 5. After this one, don't go anywhere. We got one more series on here, and then it is Game Time DJ over on his channel to finish out the night at midnight Eastern Time. We'll finish the day on November 12th. As this one's going to be deflected off a few players, it bounces free. Now a chance for Chaws. Not much room there as it does get shut down. Now Yato's going to attempt something off the side while he goes. Great pass for Chaws. Unfortunately for him, Turnip was ready. Sends it upfield. Oh, that one's awkward. Harp had literally no boost. His name was very, very accurate there. Does not end up biting them just yet, but here comes SJT. He's also out of boost, though. That flip reset needed just a little bit more in the tank. Couldn't follow it up. And now it's AUG. He's going to go off the backboard. This has been a place where USC has made their money, and they're going to put one home as SJT try again, and eventually he does succeed. The first shot does get saved. Second time, though, he's hopping off the wall to intercept that one. It's a thing of beauty for SJT for USC. And now Yato, oh, that's a missed opportunity there. One man back to beat SJT. Ice cold stutter step. He sent Chaws flying. Now he's got a pre-jumping Turnip, and he feeds him. SJT, have a bow. Right here, he sent Chaws flying and then sends it up, and Turnip's just waiting on him. He says, send it up, buddy. I'm going to spike it. And he hammers it home 2-0 for the Cocks. I've been waiting to say that. Because you can say that unironically, and it makes sense in this context. How about another goal? Not quite. The bouncer off the floor. A little bit too high over the goalpost. Eastern Kentucky being given just about all they can handle here. As the chicken is fighting back on the Colonel. SJT, a little awkward there, is able to get the bump on the oncoming man, as well as bump there from Turnip too. And now AUG is going to find SJT, redirect down. No, AUG went for the double, and it's wide. There are Eastern Kentucky players flying into their own goalpost, as there is a mass of chaos and calamity going on your screen right now. But the Gamecocks up by 2. Turnip trying to make it 3. Chaws has to reach up and poke it away. Right now, South Carolina operating on every cylinder they've got. Now this one off the backboard. How about another double tap attempt? Not quite. AUG did not have the boost to correct himself. Put that one on goal. Now SJT has to play this one carefully because here comes Yato. He's got the ball. 50s over 1. Second and third man also get out 50 there by SJT. He's able to take on the entirety of the Colonel squad by himself. Sets up AUG! And that one is with power and authority. AUG right here, the touch up off the backboard. Perfect read. He's following that one, ready to shoot. Man. USC have had themselves in quite the evening thus far. 7-0 is your aggregate here. Now SJT is going to put one on the back wall. Maybe one more. No, Chaz will clear. Forces Og back. Og gets the boost. He's got Chaz racing to try and 50 it off of him. Does so. It's going to be deflected away. Midfield line. Now pre-jumping Turnip yet again. They've seen this a couple times. Turnip hops up, waiting on his teammates to feed him, and they find him. The chemistry for USC has been absolutely sublime. Now SJT gets denied by Harp. They'll be cleared away. Couple of pop flies here in the Eastern Kentucky zone. Getting back was Harp, no boost, making a save. Now Chaz will send it forward. He's got Yato there, but Og had other ideas. He takes the ball right away, sets up SJT. Here he comes. Turnip. Look out. You can see him on the right-hand side of your screen. It doesn't matter. SJT one step bigger, one step better on the challenge. He says, Turnip, settle down, buddy. I've already given you a goal in this game. How about I do it myself? And the dunk comes through from SJT. Oh, there's a, this is a family-rated stream there, boys. Don't know what was happening at that mid-boost, but we will continue on. Avert your eyes if you are underage. This one's going to deflect wide. A whifty there. Pops it out for Og. No friends to pass to. So Yato can try and set up Chaz. He does. This clearance right into Turnip's path. He heads up to the heavens. Goes off the ceiling. Tries to get his own backboard read, but Harp will take his fun away. A sidewall redirect attempt for Og. SJT was trying to find him. He did. Not quite at the speed at which he was hoping for. And we get cleared back into the USC zone. Not very much time spent down here as Eastern Kentucky try to find a solution for this potent offense that is being thrown their way. And Chaz might have just found it. Steals the ball. He's out of boost, though. His man that he was waiting to pass to does get demoed. And unfortunately for EKU, they've got to go all the way back to the drawing board. They've got to go back and make a save here. In front of their own net. Good play. And a good bump there. And unfortunately, every time you steal the ball, you have USC players just racing back at full speed to pry it right back. There's just no room for EKU to operate right now. Now Harp drops it down for Yato, deflected away. This one, 54th into the corner, and we are going to have ourselves a 2-0 series lead for USC. The same scoreline we had in Game 1 is the same scoreline we have in Game 2 for 2-0. Unless they ruin it here at the end. Perhaps one for the road, EKU, well, unfortunately the ball is taken away. And that is how game number 2 comes to a close. South Carolina, all systems go here for the Gamecocks. The trio of SJT, Og, and Turnip. Having some fun. EKU, they are trying to figure out a way to get their first goal. Let's see if it comes on DFH Stadium and see if they can start to make the #1 seed sweat and work for it just a little bit more. Count us down, Shogun, as we will head on into the game number 3. As USC are 2 steps away from punching their round of 32 ticket. If you're just joining us, we've already had 5 teams punch their ticket tonight. Or, sorry, 4 teams, rather. There will be 5 after this series. This ball is taken right away. Goes for the ground pinch, but Chaz will pry it right away. This one 50'd forward, forged ahead, a whifty in front. Harp got back to it, but not in time. And USC will go back the other way. Forcing this one away, and now here comes EKU. A chance to counterattack. SJT pries the ball right out of their hands from behind. You don't have any time to breathe right now against this South Carolina squad. Harp is going to forge this one ahead. A team bump there on USC's side. No follow-up here for EKU until Chaws arrives a bit late. 50 forward, but SJT has no problems. Ushering this to the sidewall where Turnip can complete the task. But now, Pop Fly, this one redirected out of the zone by Turnip. How about another redirect? A redirect into a redirect. Now, popped off the sidewall. A little bit of a 50-50 as Og is right there to stuff SJT. Not the man you were expecting to see if you are SJT, but Og was there nevertheless. But here's Og off the backboard, trying to go for it all himself, but his double tap is stuffed in against the goalpost. Rebound, Turnip tried to outweight Yato, but Yato was there to meet him, and a good dunk as well. Yato's out of boost now, but he's going to try. Continues the dunk spree. Gets this ball up. Shot on target. You could see just a little bit of black. But Og, we got to see it from his point of view. He made the save, and now here he comes. We're still on his point of view. Not enough boost. That ball gets behind him, and then it's Turnip to touch this ball softly into the net. Og right there. You saw Chaws. He had to respect Og's attempt, and that is what opens the door for Turnip to slide a teensy little shot into that bottom left bin. And the Gamecocks, took them 2 minutes this time, but they do open the scoring yet again. 1-0 here for them. Now it's Harp getting dunked there by Og. This one popped up for a Turnip, goes to the backboard, double tap, and a good attempt by Harp, but it wasn't enough because it is Turnip with 1, Turnip with 2. Used his flip, and that one does find a way through. It is style, it is flair, and it is a USC onslaught. 10-0 is your aggregate thus far for the Gamecocks. This one's going to be flared out towards midfield. Here comes Og, going to take on Chaws. One-on-one, he had to respect the bump attempt. It flows through, and Og has got himself a goal. As Yato couldn't get up to meet him, and then Og, he just threatens the bump. That means Chaws has to jump a little bit higher. Makes him take a little bit further of an angle away from that ball. Into the net it goes. 3-0 yet again for South Carolina. Now here comes Eastern Kentucky. Yato gets the ball through. Chance here for Harp to try and center the pass towards the middle of the field. Plays it right into Chaws. Does Turnip. Good save there. There was some black on the ball yet again, as it is slowly but surely encroaching that South Carolina goal line. But this one is definitely encroaching the goal line, as it's SJT poking his head in from the side. What is this camera angle? We're just watching nothing. There it is. The jump off the sidewall. SJT's done that a couple times. And that shot off the goalpost is perfect. Man, oh man. Nice one indeed. USC are having a bunch of fun. Here in this one, SJT plays it out. There's Turnip waiting on it. His touch. He's a little awkward off the landing, though. Now play for Og. In the corner he goes. Takes on a couple players. Gets the bump on one. That'll be about it. As EKU get back to the house. A 4-0 scoreline again. That was the decisions in games 1 and 2, and now here it is in game 3 at USC, averaging 4 goals a game perfectly thus far. We'll have to see if EKU can get there first. That's going to be a testing shot. Og does have to get back in, make a save. Good play here out of Turnip, and now Turnip, the third man got bumped. This is just free play now for Turnip if he wants it. Went for the flip reset instead of just the air dribble. Perhaps lost the opportunity to score that. Comes back and takes out some frustration, does the USC team with the demo there. SJT, Turnip's waiting. Turnip must be calling for these balls. He wants the creative plays. This one's passed in front. EKU loses a member to a demo. But now Chaws puts it up. Yato watches this one go over his head, and you can see Turnip, he's just floating, using every ounce of boost that he possibly can get to try and create something fun. Turnip is all over the place. SJT does get his pocket picked, but Turnip's there to help him out. 50-50 goes to the sidewall. Now Chaws pokes it in. EKU still looking for that magical first goal. Now a play towards the sidewall. Here comes Og. He can double tap it. Yes, he can. Man, that is a perfect goal here. SJT sends it over, and then Og collects it. This is just beautiful Rocket League. There's no other way to say it. CCS better be watching. This USC team looks scary.
30 seconds remaining.
Now a chance, deflected away. Towards the net, Og has got it. You can see Turnip, he's pre-jumped yet again. Here he comes towards the net. Turnip has to go flying past. Fortunately for him, Og ends up taking the goal for himself. Turnip has to settle for a demo. You can see Turnip, the pre-jump there. He says, all right, I'm just going to take out a player. Takes a bite out of the Eastern Kentucky player. And a 6-0 goal line has been opened here for South Carolina. Well, now the question is, do we get to see an Eastern Kentucky goal in Game 4, or is this going to be the perfect sweep? How about a goal in Game 3? As all of a sudden, that ball just slips through everybody. There were a few people up. This 50 goes right to Harp. He puts it up. There were a couple players up, and only one who really had a chance to make that save was an Eastern Kentucky player. He's not going to do that. Lets it through, and the 0 has been broken. Eastern Kentucky are on the score sheet. They have a goal in the round of 64, although it comes here at the end of game number 3, where they were already trailing by 6. This one's going to be popped up, and as is the case with this series, nobody wants to let the ball fall. Keep it up is the name of the game here. This one's going to be redirected all the way down. Harp, no boost. Gets a little awkward there, and that is going to be game 3. USC's way, and they are a win away from punching their ticket to the round of 32. And we will head on over to Utopia. It's been a David versus Goliath type of match. It's only fitting that this ends up in a Coliseum setting. We'll have to see what the underdog has left in them, as Eastern Kentucky on the brink here with their season on the line. See what the Colonels have left to bring to the table. They finally got their first goal in Game 3. They might have their first goal here in Game 4. They've got their first lead. It's Harp with no boost. At least that's what his name said, but he used plenty of boost here to catch up to that ball. Fires it downfield and into the net. And EKU, not only did they get their first goal of the series, now they have their first lead of the series. Might not last long, though. Here comes the Og train. And Og was not happy falling down in the series, so he goes ahead and eliminates that lead. It only took 2 seconds, and already tied yet again. So we're right back where we started, 15 seconds gone off the clock, so basically a brand new game of Rocket League now starting. Now Turnip has found Og. Great pass, but good meet there by Yato up in the air. SJT's all sorts of awkward here. He's going to need to call in some reinforcements and get some help from Og. And now this one knocked away. SJT does get dunked. Good speed here by Eastern Kentucky so far in Game 4. Here comes a pre-jumping Turnip. Tries to get a piece of that ball. Could not. Now the Colonels. Nice little sideball redirect. Forces the ball in deep to USC territory. South Carolina now trying to create a little bit of play with each other. Almost a gorgeous goal. But unfortunately, the tic-tac-toe got blocked right at the end when they tried to connect the dots. Now a pre-jumping Turnip yet again. They are continuing to go to send Turnip up in the air, put it towards him, and see what happens. That has been a game plan strategy that has been implemented since Game 1. And they've maintained that game plan. So good on the Gamecocks for continuing that one. You can see Turnip. He's off to the side. I'm sure he's already pre-jumping this one. Can't really see it because he's behind the viewer. We're watching Harp no boost. And now we're watching Turnip himself. Sidewall redirect. Goes for a passing play. Deflected away. Tie game here in Game 4. Not something we've seen very much of. South Carolina has taken the lead in every game and kept it. But in this game, it was actually Eastern Kentucky holding the lead for 2 seconds before South Carolina took it right back. Now Turnup goes for a backboard psycho towards midfield. It was a clean hit. Unfortunately, not fast enough to beat the defenders. That ball does beat Chawes, and now it's going to be Harp no boost by himself. There is a wave of Gamecocks headed towards him, and it's Turnup. Finally, the play works. For Turnup, SJT sends it over. Turnup's already jumping off the ceiling. Here he comes out of nowhere. Dunks it through and into the net. They've been trying, they've been working on that play pretty much all series long. Something with Turnup pre-jumped in the air, and it works here in Game 4. Eastern Kentucky still have fight in them. They still play on. Good for them. We will see what Hog has for all of us. SJT deflected midfield. Turnup's there. Decide to play to the corner now. Turnup's up. His touch finds SJT. No backboard there, as it'll be deflected away. Chawes is out of boost. SJT takes it right away from him, but takes a bump for his troubles. Now Yato can try and dribble around one. He's gotten around Og, and then a mass of humanity ends up colliding with that ball. Shot is on target. SJT has to make a rare save, but does so. Good defensive play out of him. This one's going to be deflected away. SJT's got to play this one careful. He's turned it over, but Yato had double committed. Therefore, nobody was there on the follow-up for EKU. And that chance will go by the wayside. Now SJT. Turnup's over there. Did not have the momentum to carry him to that ball. Now SJT takes it away from Turnup. Goes towards midfield with it. Now Turnup and Og. That's going to be a fake on one. And then Og actually takes the ball away from Turnup. Shoots it wide in the process. Have to see if EKU can take a advantage of a rather complacent USC team here in Game 4. See if they can get one more goal. Now Turnup sends it over to the side while he goes. Looking for something here with a redirect. Does get it, stays with it. Tries to center the ball. Ends up being flung out right into SJT's path, but not for long. The defender on the backboard got a piece of it. Now Yato puts it forward. Tries to dunk Turnup, but can't. Here comes Turnup. Trying to turn upfield. SJT, back wall. Gotta be careful. Where's the Turnup? Unfortunately for Eastern Kentucky, it is not raining rain. It is not raining hail. It's not snowing. It's raining turnips. They have turnips falling all over them. Not sure how I, as a meteorologist, would forecast a chance of turnips, but it's been a repeated game strategy here for USC to send Turnup up in the air, send him down. But this game has come to a close, and unless we get one more goal here for EKU, the series is going to end in a clean sweep for USC. But Kentucky not quite done yet. It's on target, and Yato extends Game 4. This one, somehow, the pinball action there, it bounces off of Turnup. Chawes puts it in, and then a little deflection by Yato sends the ball in, and Kentucky have forced overtime here in Game 4. A magical goal there for Eastern Kentucky. I said it. USC a little bit complacent here in Game 4. Had multiple chances to increase their lead. It never happened. Now they just have to be careful. South Carolina, of course, has been the main component in this series, and they're going to get the winning goal there as SJT is bouncing up. The man in the net is getting bumped, and this is how this one is going to end as SJT finishes the job. GG's, well played indeed, and USC are headed on to the round of 32. And anyone who has to face them, I would not envy that task of trying to take out a team like that. Very strong game out of the Gamecocks. 3-2, an overtime victory in Game 4. The narrative that the final game in any series, even a series like this one, is the toughest one to win unless that mental is gone. Kentucky, they played on, they fought on, and they actually forced overtime. So good for them. EKU making it to the round of 64. And they gave us a good fight here against the very talented USC team. But, ladies and germs, that is going to do it for me here on the Fox side of your stream. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. I enjoyed each and every one of you, and I hope you guys liked the Rocket League. I'm sorry for the server delay there at the in the first series. There was a server delay. Luckily, it did not matter, did not delay anything, but irregardless, we are going to queue up some replays, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the replays of both series, as I'm going to play the replays from last series and this series as well, where you get to see Southern Illinois University in Edwardsville and South Carolina both get their wins. And while you sit back and wait for Florida taking on Nebraska, that'll be coming up probably around 11 p.m. Maybe an early start, but we'll see. Either way, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Fox. All the love to the CCS community. Shout out to Nation as well for having me aboard. So I will catch you guys later. GG's and have a good night. This has been Fox.